Forest is the most important thing in the world. Every life relies on the existing of forest. Forests give us food, shelter, medicine, tools, and everything, including good air, good temperature. The forest is the best dam to keep the environment, the ecosystem balanced, make human live on this earth happily. But most of people in the world work more than 8 hours per day every day to ruin all the forests we have in the world right now. People in the city, they think they live in the city, they did not ruin the forest. They never cut the forest. So they blame villagers, farmers who cut the forest. But actually, the city people is one part of the deforestation in the world because they want to eat cheap chicken, cheap pork, cheap meat, cheap fish. So they need to cut down the forest to grow cheap corn to feed animal. There is a monk in Chiang Rai, northern of Thailand. He think different from many people. He think about saving the forest. We need to start to protect the forest. His name is พระอาจารย์ Vibun Thamma Techo. He started a temple called Wat Phutta Uttayan Doi Insi to protect a big piece of forest here. He said, we need to protect the forest because the forest is the home of human and every life on this earth. Even the Buddha, he lived in the forest and enlightened in the forest. So the Buddha taught his disciple that if you live under the tree, you should not break the branches of the trees. The one who hurt his good friend is not a good person. The tree is our good friends. The Buddha also said that the one who protect the forest and protect animal will be happy all the time. So the Buddha encouraged people to protect environment. The Buddha always taught his disciple to protect the forest because the forest give us food, shelter, water, and good air. Every people need to rely on the forest. Even they live in the city, they still depend on the existing of the forest. He moved here in the year 1906. This area was the cornfield before. As the creeks dry up, there's no brick tree left here. He went to many villagers' houses around the temple to encourage them to stop growing corn and turn to sufficiency economy way. Start to do self-reliant farming more and more. He support villagers in every way to help them to survive, and then they will help to protect the forest. He worked closely with the Royal Forestry Departments and another government departments in the area to support him to work with villagers, and he support villagers to grow many variety of plant, and then they can grow the forest and make a living with the forest together. He designed his temple to be a model for villagers to see how can they grow many things in the small area, how can they work less and make enough food to eat, make enough income for themselves. So he taught how to make a dam, make a big dike so they can grow many vegetables on the dike, and then have fruit trees, have many things. When villagers came and see, oh, they have a lot of food here, so they learn from him, they start to do something like him. When he start to stop villagers, to stop encroaching the forest turn green and grow back very fast. Everything changed very fast after that, and not very long, the water come back. Every tiny creek start to have water all year round. He started to make a small dam everywhere, many dams along the creek to stop the water to stay in the land longer and longer. And now he can change the bad land that dry up for many years to have a lot of water. Now he have plenty of water from his area, and this water flow out of the big forest that he protected. And this water can feed so many community outside of the forest after that. 14 years ago, this area totally dry up. No water, only dry creek all year round. Even in the rainy season, the rain came and then ran away. It's dry up. But now the water flow all year round. He dug a big pond here to save a lot of water, to store water in the temple. When the water come back, the forest grow faster than before. Everything look good after that. Water is so important thing. When we have water, we have everything. And after that, many people support him. They can see that to have the forest is the most precious thing in our life. Now, he protect the forest more than 4,000 acres in his area. He turned the bad soil that used to be the dry corn plantation into the thick forest. His forest can keep the water in the forest and then release the water to feed the villages down the mountain all year round. The forest is the best dam in the world. We don't need to pay tons of money to build a dam when we have forest. He did a lot of training for villagers, for farmers nearby. They invite them to come and learn how to live with the forest, how to do farming in the sustainable way by following the new theory of farming of King Ramanai, and encourage farmer or people to live in the self-sufficiency way. This technique, it helped villagers to be able to survive in the economics war in the world right now. Normal farmer, they work hard. The more they work, they will be in debt more. The more they cultivate their farm, they have to invest more money, and then they will not make money back. It's the trap of the business. But the monk taught villagers to not grow for sale only. They need to grow for themselves first. If they have enough for themselves, they can sell later. So, with this technique, with this theory, it helps villagers to stop buying food, and then they can grow their own food. Leftover, they can sell. When they sell leftover, they did not invest money on their farming much. So they will get more money than normal farming, which they grow only one kind of thing, like grow a lot of corn. They invest a lot of money, but the price of corn is very cheap. But when they start to do farming in the new theory farming, we need to have forests, we need to have fruit trees, we need to have vegetable, we need to have everything that we need. So we stop buying things more and more. Even we have less income, but when we have less expense, it helps us to survive happily. So money is important. We use money, but food is more important than money. But if we can have everything we need in our life, we don't need to use a lot of money. So villagers came to the training more and more and learn more technique like this. So all of them are villages nearby. They came to learn how to grow with no chemical. stop using chemicals, stop burning, and grow in the natural way, everything will be healthy for everybody. Even the forest will be healthy also. The water will be more clean. In the training, they taught villagers about how to grow the forest. So in the forest need to have many variety of trees. They have the tree to produce food for us. They have the plant for medicine. And then they have the firewood. They have our own energy. We have wood to make tools, make equipment, make houses. And when we have many trees, we will have a lot of water. We will have good environment. This is Mr. Amnat. He is the director of the Natural Farming Training Center at the temple. He said, this temple, before that, it used to be like Bald Head Mountain. It's a big mountain with no trees. But after the monk came and he started to grow more trees and protect the trees, not very long, it turned to big forest after that. So when the forest covered the whole mountain, it make the water come back. Many creeks, there are about 9 creeks that flow out from the mountain. Before that it's dry up, but now all the 9 creeks full of water to feed villages. Now he start to do training, more training for villagers to show them that how the forest give them water and give them life. In the training, they taught about digging swells. When we have swell like this, it helps to keep the rainwater to stay in the swell. When the water stay in the swell, it have time to sink, to seep into the ground. So the rainwater will not go away from their land. The underground water will be higher and higher. Even in dry season, the trees still have enough moisture to survive. And in the same time, the swell will let the nutrition from the water have time to settle in the swell. And then when we grow the tree behind the dike of the swell, the root of the tree can move to the swell, and then they can get the food from the swell. It make the tree grow faster than normal. So they grow many different kind of tree, fruit trees, herbal medicine plant. They grow them behind the swell. By this technique, people have quite a lot to eat. They have a lot for medicine. So the tree will be stronger and happier. This is one of the villagers who finished from the training, and then she came back home to start to do farming in the way that she got trained. She grow many variety of vegetable that she like to eat, and then she cannot eat all of them, so the leftover she can sell them in the market. Sometimes when they have the training in the center, she will bring some vegetable and some food to support the training. So when people learn how to do things in practical way, and then they can bring back to do themselves easily, they understand it easily from training. So this is very powerful training in the temple. When people have enough to eat, they have enough to feed the family, they have less worry, less fear in their life. So they have more time to come and help with the temple, to protect the forest, to take care of the forest. It's only 14 years we can change the corn plantation that look very bad and the soil totally dead. No water is so dry. Now it become the most fertile forest that provide a lot of water, a lot of food, a lot of good air. It's the best place for human to live. I would like to say thank you for พระอาจารย์วิบูลย์ and his team and the people who support him to show us that human can change the very bad soil into very good and fertile soil, change it into the thick forest. He showed us that we can change the world with our two hands to make the world better.